Hi everybody, this is the website boy again with another tutorial on PHP. In the last movie we were talking about logical expressions and how we executed code depending on the conditions, and we also talked about alternatives and how can we use the else if statement or the backup for else and all that good stuff. But I want to enhance our ability to actually work with logical expressions, and the way we're going to be doing that is by learning about comparison and logical operators. All right, so we already been using a logical operator right here by using the less than and the greater than symbol, which is this one here. All right, so let's do a save as and let's jump right into it. So let me just do a save as here, and hopefully I'm in the right number, 21 or 22, something like that. Let's just not gonna even write a number. Let's see. It was supposed to be, yeah, I think I'm in number 21. That's fine. If not, I might be number 22, but correct it on your side. So let's call this logical operators. And I try not to rehearse my videos just in case I make mistakes, and that way you guys can learn from it. And I just try to be natural. All right, so logical operators. Let's just fix that here. All right, so what are logical operators? Let's write it down right here on. Let's first open in the browser, go back to it, refresh. All right, it says 17 has a syntax error, and let's save it and refresh it. There we go. That's fine. There we go. Let's have a couple list item here because I want to kind of write something down for you real quick, and let's just have at least five items. And this is the equal. All right, so if I refresh, all right, let me just, don't mind this right now, let's just mind the one. This is what is called an equal. This is when you want to compare expressions, right? So if you only use one side of it, if you only use one equal sign symbol, you are assigning a value. So make sure that you always use the two, right? Now there is also a version that has three, and that version is called the identical one, and it has three. So when you want to compare something, if something is identical, you use three equal signs symbols. And when I say you use them, you use it right here in the middle of the condition, so you will use it right here. All right, and what is the difference between the two? Well, we know that string 1 2 3, right? So let's say we have a string like this, right? Let's just write it down right here just to give an example. 1 2 3, right? We know that it is equal to the number 1 2 3. All right, PHP, we treat it equal. But then if we ask PHP if this is identical like this, then PHP is going to tell us it's not identical because this is a string and this is a number. So for them to be identical, they have to be the same type. They have to be either both be numbers, or I mean integers or strings, or strings, or integers and integers for them to be identicals. So this would be identical in PHP. 1 2 3 is identical to 1 2 3. All right, and remember this would be equal. So it just goes a step above um, equal. All right, so it's identical basically. All right, so that's one, that's two of them there. Let me just give you another one so you can use this one called compare. Let's, when you want to compare something, and then we can use the greater than symbol, um, the less than symbol, and of course it's gonna give me that because I need to kind of, and then we can use the greater than or equal symbol, less than or equal, or nor of each other right here. All right, right? So we got the greater than, the less than, the greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, or nor of each other. Basically, not none of them. All right. So sorry, sometimes I get confused with Spanish and English translation. So, but anyways, you get my drift. And then we can also say they are not equal. Let me just show you this one, not equal. And this one would be something like this. We use an exclamation and an assignment. So we use the exclamation in that one just to say that it's not equal to. And then we can say also that it is not identical by using just one more equal symbol, and not identical. Identical. All right. So hopefully you can see that there. There we go. So we got the equal, the identical, and then we compare them with a greater than, less than, or equal, uh, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, and none of them, right? And then we have the not equal or the not identical, right? And this, ignore this. So now let's use that. Let's go ahead and use a little bit of that. Let's just erase this and let's use that. All right. So let's make a couple of these variables. Let's make this variable like this. Let's make this 10, this, just to show you how this works, right? So we have the variable 1 and the variable 2 are the same. We're gonna ask them if, just like I showed you before, if they are equal to PHP, right? So if variable 10, variable 1, I'm sorry, is equal to, with the two equal signs, right? Equal, right? Is variable 1 equal to variable 2, then I'm gonna say they are equal. They are equal. So I'm gonna echo this out if it's true. So let's go ahead and refresh. And you see PHP is telling me they are equal, just like I said to you before. But if we ask PHP if they are identical, and we're gonna do the next symbol there, save and refresh, PHP is not gonna say anything because it's false. So we're gonna say echo is not equal. Oops, I forgot to close my statement. Refresh is not equal, as you can see there. All right. We already used the greater than symbol, so you already know that one. Let's use that not equal. All right. Let's use that one. So if variable 1 is not equal to variable 2, I want you to say something, right? So right now, variable 1, let's just take this out of here and take the else statement. We don't need it anymore. All right, right now they're not equal at all. So has to execute, because this is what it's saying. This is what this condition is saying. Saying if variable 1 is not equal to variable 2, I want you to execute this. So refresh, and they're not equal to. All right. So that's another one. Let's use the. We don't have to use this one because we know that. We already know how to use that. This is a not identical one. All right. Now another thing that I want to show you is that you can test multiple conditions here. You don't have to test just two conditions here. You can test multiple. So for example, if variable 1 is not equal to variable 2, we know that that's going to execute, right? And then we can say with two ampersand symbols, I think that's what it's called, amper symbols. I forgot, but anyways, I think that's what it is. My English is not very good sometimes, guys, so I'm sorry for that. Anyways, so this symbols here would say and. So if variable 1 is not equal to variable 2 and variable 3 is equal, let's say is equal to variable 4, that's gonna be really cool, right? So let's just make it the same, both conditions are true. Hopefully you're not getting confused here. If you are, I will explain right now. I'm gonna read your mind and explain it. Refresh. Both conditions are true. All right. So let's recap a little bit. We say here that if variable 1 is not equal to variable 2, I want you to execute something. So that's true. All right. So, and then we say and variable 3 is equal to variable 4, and it is true also. When we use these two symbols here, ampersands, right, symbols, we are saying we got it. These both conditions have to be true, right? Both conditions. Now we have another symbols that we use to kind of say or, right? Not kind of. We say or. These two lines here, close to that enter in my keyboard, means or. So if this condition is true or this condition is true, then we execute the code. So on this condition, on the last condition, both have to be true. On this condition, any of them could be true. If this is true, it will execute even if this is false. So for example, if variable 1 is not equal to, we know that, that's going to execute. And then I'm going to make this false so that way you can see this in action. Refresh, and this is going to stay the same because it's executing. Now if I make this here, it won't make a difference. I will have to make them both false for this condition not to execute. All right, so let me just put it down here so you kind of have it as a reference. All right, so we have the or and the and we can test multiple conditions like this. All right, really cool stuff. And so that's it with that. This is the most common logical operators that we're gonna be using and in programming. And so I think you're good to go. So on the next tutorial, we're gonna be talking about switch statements where we can have one condition tested multiple times, just one, against many different values. All right. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you liked it, and if you did, favorite, like it. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go to the next one.